Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Kyra, and here on this channel, we love our makeup. But let me set the stage for you. Over the last 6 years, I've bought a lot of makeup, like pretty much everything that I wanted. And now I'm trying to rein myself in by tracking what I have, using what I have, and most importantly, loving and appreciating what I have. One of the ways that I have been working on my collection this year is by gently decluttering and curating my collection by category. And the most recent declutter that I did was my gentle highlight declutter. I ended up parting with 4 highlighters. I'll have it linked below for you in case you missed that video. But today, and following each of my gentle declutters, I bring to you the 5 in every category that I would keep if I could only keep 5. And today we're talking about the 5 highlighters I would keep. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and start with the one and only liquid or cream highlighter, and that is my Rare Beauty Positive Light Liquid Luminizer in the shade Mesmerize. I also have the powder version of this, but I've been liking this one just a bit more because it is a little bit easier to work with than the powder formula. Love the powder formula, but this is what is described as a bronzy rose shade, or kind of like a rose gold, but with a little bit more bronze than gold to it. And I love this blended out with my fingers. I think there's something to be said for highlighters that are a little bit closer to your skin tone. It gives that natural glassy glow to the cheeks without looking overly stark or like a stripe. And so I've definitely been leaning more into that versus something more icy or champagne. This one is absolutely stunning. It applies beautifully no matter how you apply it. I'm very interested in getting the white version of this liquid highlighter, so that is definitely on the wish list. But for now, I am so incredibly happy with this. I do prefer to apply this with the warmth of my fingers on the cheeks, and I think that works best, but I think you can apply it any way that you would normally apply a liquid highlighter. The one difference I would say that makes me prefer this one to the powder version is that this has all of the glow but none of the sparkle. It looks patchy or textured because I have eczema, well, pretty much everywhere right now. This does not have any shimmer or glitter particles in it, whereas the powder one does, but this one just takes the cake for me. Next, an oldie but a goodie. I don't know if you can get this one anymore specifically, but it has been a long-standing favorite for me. I believe I got this all the way back in like the 2nd year of my channel, so I've had it at least 5 years now, and that is the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator, and this is in the shade Peach Glow. I do have a teeny tiny pan there, but the reason I love this one so much is, again, it's more of a glow versus like a stripe, and especially when I am more pale, which is most of the year, this just blends into my skin beautifully. And peach highlighters can be somewhat challenging to find, so that is why I've held on to this one for so many years, as well as certain peach highlighters are different. I have another one in a Dior palette that is much more of a yellowy peach, where I feel like this one is more of a pinky peach, and so that makes a difference on how it blends into my skin tone as well. The one that has a little bit more yellow to it works best for me during the summer, and this one works for me the best the rest of the time. I also like that it's a very smooth formula on the skin. Again, no shimmer or sparkle particles in this guy. Let's go ahead and talk about my cheater product, and that is my Dior Backstage Glow Kit. This is the universal one, and you know, it's a quad, yes, but I'm counting this as one product, and mostly because I don't use the pink or the brown to highlight. It's really these two shades here, and this is my only sort of white highlighter in my collection. I really do love it though. It really adds a nice highlight to the cheeks, and it's not one of those weird yellowy gold white highlighters. It really is white. And the golden highlighter in here is also very beautiful. It's nice and light, you know, more towards the champagne side of gold, as well as it is not so yellowy that it doesn't blend into my skin tone beautifully, as it actually really does. And then I do also swirl this together, all of it together as a whole sometimes, but mostly I use the white and the gold shades in here, and it's been a favorite for a long time. It's one of my most thoughtful versus thoughtless purchases that I've made in my collection. I wanted it for a long time, and I am so happy that I did pick it up, because even though I don't use the pink a whole lot, it does get involved when I use all of them together. But also this bronze specifically, and this Dior highlighter quad is one of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. I love it all over the lid, blend it up into the crease, and call it a day. So this is a great investment, and I'm so glad to have it. So there are all 4 shades swatched out for you, and you can just see they're as beautiful as they come. And these do have a tiny bit of sparkle in them, but I find if you really buff it into the skin, it is not noticeable or detectable on the skin. Another oldie and a recommendation, I believe it was from Emily Noel, and that is this Laura Geller Baked Original Highlighter. This is a duo, and it has 2 shades in it. The lighter shade is called French Poodle, and the darker shade is called French Almond. And you do really get with this one like 3 different highlighter looks, depending on if you know, apply them separately or together. So here is French Poodle. Here is French Almond, much deeper but closer to my skin tone, and then this is those 2 mixed together, which is kind of just like a warmer version of French Poodle, but they're really beautiful on the skin. It reminds me a lot, if you remember the Laura Mercier baked, what is it, matte radiance powder, whatever. I'll put it up on the screen for you. But it's just a nice glow versus a highlight. It's that glow from within. It's the, is she wearing makeup, or does she just have really good skincare? And I do really recommend any of these baked original highlighters from Laura Geller. Funny, I have 2 Laura Gellers in here. She knows how to do a highlight, that's for sure. If you can find any of these baked original highlighters, I highly recommend them. I know Emily's favorite is French Vanilla, but I mean, they're all good. And lastly, this will come as no surprise if you've been around here for a while, and that is my Nabla Skin Glazing Glass Skin Finish Glow Powder. And I have the shade Privilege, which is absolutely stunning. I always struggle to describe this shade other than it's like pinky, peachy, goldy, champagne had a baby, which is kind of my favorite type of highlighter. And so up close and in a more concentrated swatch, you can see it here. But the beautiful thing about this one is when it shears out on the skin, you really do get that glassy skin look to your cheeks. This is a very sheer product. It's not something that's going to sit on the skin and just look, again, like a stripe or like you're wearing a highlighter. This is just that perfect glass skin glow, and because it's sheer, but has, you know, all of those colors, it just, I don't know, I recommend picking one that's closer to your actual skin tone versus lighter, because there's something to be said for highlighters that are closer to your skin tone. I'm telling you, in terms of believability, if you will. And as you can see, I have used mine a whole lot. I'm looking forward to playing around with this again this summer. I absolutely love it. I do, however, have a couple honorable mention type things that I wanted to bring up to you. So first and foremost, this is really only pertinent if you get Ipsy. I got this little highlighter from my daughter and I'm wearing it today. And this is, again, something that's closer to my skin tone. And so it just gives that beautiful, you know, natural glow. And it is from the brand Phase Zero. And it is their powder highlighter in the shade Rose Gold. Looks like this. Not like a groundbreaking formula or anything, but the color of it is really beautiful. And the formula is nice and smooth. I don't find that it creates or highlights texture on my skin, and especially worn under your blush, it is just absolutely gorgeous. I really enjoy that one, and that's why I'm not wearing one of my my 5 today, because I really wanted to try that one out. But I also wanted to mention, in case you did watch the highlighter declutter, I did declutter both of my Wet n Wild highlighters in Precious Petals and Blossom Glow. So this is like the peachy gold, this is the pink one. I just felt like frankening around last night, as sometimes I do, and I decided, you know, what I didn't love about these is, one, Precious Petals is a little deep on me other than during the summer. Plus, I don't really love the strong golden reflect to it. And then this one, the Blossom Glow, is kind of just too icy and too pink for my skin tone. So what I did last night, as you probably already guessed, is that I mixed them together with a little bit more of the peachy than the pinky one. And this is what resulted. I cleaned out this compact and pressed it in here, and I just wanted to swatch it for you because I think the result was really beautiful. It's kind of ended up being more of a bright peach shade, but with that beautiful formula from Wet n Wild. I have not applied it yet. I have not worn it yet, as I just did this last night, but I just thought if you were, you know, someone that watched my declutter, I thought I'd show you what I did with that. I don't have a ton of people around me to give makeup away to. I do have some people that I send makeup to, but I just thought, why not play with these? They've been around for a long time. I don't really feel comfortable decluttering them to anybody because they are so old. So that's what I did, and I just wanted to share that with you since we're on the topic of highlighter. But that is gonna do it for today. I hope you guys are enjoying the If I Could Only Keep 5 series, as well as the gentle declutters. Let me know down below, what category are you just waiting for me to declutter? I have some guesses, but we'll wait and see what you guys have to say down in the comments. Let me know down below, what are some of your tippy top favorite highlighters? Cannot live without. It's okay if you want to cheat and put a highlighter palette in there like I did. But with all that said, I really hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video very, very soon. Bye.